Joining me now for the first edition of EHL Coaches Corner 2017-18 is head coach of the EHL Knights, and that's Josh Fusco. And Coach, first and foremost, thanks for giving us a few minutes. And you guys are coming off a tough weekend here. You opened the season against the Philadelphia Little Flyers, one of the better teams from the EHL a year ago. They brought back some good veterans, and as a result, they played pretty well this weekend and taken 2 games against you this week. But do you feel there's an advantage in terms of playing one of those really solid programs right out of the gate for you guys as you return to this EHL?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that I touched base with yesterday with the boys was, you started the season right out the gate against probably one of the better teams, and a team that was, somewhere in that top 5 last year in the nation, and, won 5 games in the finals last year in the league. So I think, that was a very savvy veteran group compared to our young group, and I think that was a good way to open the season. Despite the score, despite the the 2 losses, I mean, there's a lot of positives to take out of it, and you can only go up now.
Right, you touched on it there. Your roster has a lot of 99s, a lot of 2000s, a lot of guys who are playing their first junior hockey. What kind of coaching advice or what kind of coaching do you give these guys in terms just to try to help make that jump a little bit easier, a little bit faster?
That's been a little bit of something I got to battle.
Sure.
You got a lot of guys all across the board, like you said, 2000s, 99s, 98s, 97, a couple more veterans coming in, but you gotta really pick them apart, and I've kind of noticed over the last week, especially in the games, individualizing things, and talking to guys individually on the bench and pointing things out individually to them, and then you kind of can tailor it all up and throw it in, throw it to the line and throw it to follow up after this. And one thing I think that I noticed straight out the gate Saturday night was first 5 minutes of the game, it was like action. It was up and down, it's fast paced, and I think for a lot of these kids, one coming from 16U,
right,
even 18U, it's a whole other level.
Yeah,
the speed of the game was much quicker. Even guys that were here last year, it's much quicker than that league last year. Sure. So you can kind of see a little bit that they were, of course they had the nerves, I could feel that in the locker room, but it was like deer in the headlights. Yeah. After the first 5 minutes, it was like, oh boy, it's a rodeo. So it's been a little bit of a battle. I think myself learning how to work with some of these kids and not get on them in a negative way, and not get frustrated. I'm the captain of the ship.
Right.
So I gotta learn how to keep my composure with them and make sure that I'm battling with them to help them out. So I think there was a lot of positives out of yesterday's game that showed that we're moving forward already.
Well, I mean, from a broadcaster's perspective, me up in the press box, it seemed like your guys were settling in as each period went on, and obviously there was a couple mistakes here and there that a team like the Little Flyers can turn around in a hurry and score. But it seemed like the physicality improved, the pressure was improving in the offensive zone as the game went along. But what kind of progress did you see just within the confines of this weekend in terms of from the start to the finish? What do you think improved?
Definitely individual-wise, guys were getting a little bit more confident. A little bit more confident with the puck, a little bit more confident in their play, settling in with the systems. I think, in practice, we went over systems a lot last week, and then it came to the game, and it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, you could see it. So it was more so of me slowing the game down for them on the bench, and I saw as that happened, as time went on, we got stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's why I mean, hey, look, that's a good team. Are they 6 goals better than us? Are they 4 goals? I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. I mean, one thing I harped on yesterday was you got to play a complete 60 minutes of hockey. Saturday night, there was a 5-minute span there.
Yeah, the second.
Took the wheels off the wagon, with the 5-minute power play that they had, and it was a 5-on-3 at one time, so yesterday it was that little breakdown, this little mistake, not catching the third man on the back check, and these little bitty things that these kids, they haven't realized.
Right.
So when you point it out and you show it on the board, and now when we're doing video this week, I guess there's a lot of things we're going to go over, it starts to sink in with them, and then they were catching on. And then so as the game yesterday went on, you could see they were catching on to certain little things.
Sure.
When a guy blocks a shot, get up, get fired up. When a guy makes a big hit, get fired up. So it's just the junior atmosphere for these guys. You could see that was the thing.
Right, and you touched on it there a little bit, but moving forward for this week of practice, you have New York Applecore coming in on the weekend for a home and home. What's going to be the main message to them? And obviously, you're going to go over a lot of things, but what do you want to talk into them here with this week of practice coming up?
One big thing is sense of urgency and have some swagger.
Yeah.
I hate that word, the new words, but it's true. Like, have a sense of swagger. Have something, like, bring something out there. You know, that emotion, that energy, the passion for the game. It helps you. It carries you as a player. You know, when you have that pride and passion. So, you know, that's something that I'm really gonna harp on this week is playing, even in practice and drills, whatever we're doing. Like, we gotta have some pride, take some pride in it. You know, Applecore is always, you know, historically has been around forever, and they're historically a very good program. So, you know, I'm expecting, I believe that's their first 2 games of the season. Yeah. So they're going to come out. They might have some rust. You know, they might have some jitters. They're young guys. Now I look at my group, we're vets. You know, if you're 2099, it doesn't matter. You're a veteran now to junior hockey. Now you know what to expect. Okay, now you know what you got to do going into the game. As soon as we get that ice for warm-ups, you like Applecore needs to know that you ain't coming into the Revolution Ice Center and taking 2 points from us. That's what I want to establish this week. This is our building. This is our barn. We're home all weekend. We don't have to travel. Okay, there's no excuses. You know, let's be fired up, ready to go. Like I want these guys having fire the whole week of practice.
Sure.
So.
Well, with that, if you want to come see the EHL Knights in action, the first game will be 7:30 Saturday night. Here inside the Revolution Ice Center, as we mentioned, taking on New York Applecore. The second game will be Sunday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Same teams going at it once again. And come on down. The admission is free. Come get a popcorn, get a soda. Come watch some good hockey. If you want to catch all Knights news and analysis, check www.wbsknights.com. If you want to follow us on social media, check out Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights Hockey on Facebook. Check out WBS Knights EHL on Twitter. And then WBS Knights for both YouTube and Instagram, which is recently activated once again. So we're trying to get all the coverage we can out there. But Josh, I want to thank you for giving us a few minutes. We wish you the best of luck this week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tim.